This is 20-year-old Sophia Van Dam and her 2-year-old son, Matteo, who family says has been missing for 26 days now from their home in Sumter.
She wanted to come back home on the 4th. She called and said that, she spoke to my husband. Her and Matteo wanted to come home, and she wanted to live at home.
Sophia's mother, Theresa Van Dam, believing the call may have stemmed from Sophia's relationship with her boyfriend, which she says was physical at times. Van Dam says her daughter and grandson decided to leave Sumter and move back home to Beaufort, South Carolina on June 4th. But weeks before they came home, she says she remembers getting a call from her daughter that caused her to worry.
Call me up and say, Mom, if I ever called you in the middle of the night, no matter what time it was, and saying, Mom, I need to come home, is it okay?
Van Dam says while her daughter was living at home, she seemed fine until the morning of June 21st, which was the last time Van Dam would see her daughter and grandson.
She wasn't acting right. She was sort of talking out of her head, repeating herself like 5 times.
She says in their last conversation, she worried her daughter may have been having a mental breakdown.
I asked her, I said, Sophia, let me take you to the hospital. I think you may be having some type of psychotic, episode or something. She refused to let me do that.
After not being able to get in touch with her daughter for nearly a week after leaving their home in what seemed like disarray, she called Sumter Police to request a wellness check on June 28th. According to Sumter Police, Sophia and Matteo were nowhere to be found, but the car and Matteo's car seat were still at the home.
First tonight, there's an obvious need for mental health resources throughout the state and country. While many Lowcountry hospitals are trying to address this need, the demand keeps growing. Our Floriana Boardman tells us how Trident hopes to make a difference with mental health facilities in the Lowcountry and beyond.
It's a problem found throughout the entire country.
When we look at behavioral health across the country, this problem is not unique to the Lowcountry and it's not unique to South Carolina.
More beds for mental health patients.
Amount of volume coming into emergency departments of patients in behavioral health crisis continues to grow.
And the newly opened Live Oak Mental Health and Wellness Center is no exception. The hospital opened last month and every bed is already full.
We need more beds in the state of South Carolina. We need more resources for our behavioral health patients, not just in the inpatient setting, but also in the outpatient world as well.
But the hospital is still expanding. In August, they're opening a new division treating children ages 12 to 17.
We're seeing more and more volume of critical need for services with our adolescent population, and we wanted to meet that need for our community.
With the space designed to make sure patients feel safe.
We have outdoor courtyards where people can get recreational time. We have basketball goals. We have small walking trails.
Still, they're working to help the ever-growing list of those who need help.
We are just moving in this building and starting up services, but what's next? So we look forward to continuing to serve the community and meet the needs that are here.
Working for you, Floriana Boardman, News 4.
And a reminder, there is a mental health hotline available 24/7. Just dial or text 988 if you or someone you know is in crisis. You can also chat online at 988lifeline.org. Sunday marks 1 year since that easy-to-remember 3-number helpline went live.
A community paying tribute today to a young couple killed in a car crash 10 days ago in Mitchell County. Memorial services for Caius Arrington held at a special place for the former athlete. News 13's Rex Hodge has the story.
The gym here at Mitchell High School was an appropriate spot to remember Caius Arrington.
He loved his family. He loved his friends.
It's been a couple years since Caius graduated and played basketball here, but his spirit still echoes.
He's awesome.
Former teammate Ty Pittman says Caius always had their backs.
In basketball, he cared more about getting somebody else the ball than him scoring. He always wanted other people to score.
A pleaser. He wanted to make everybody happy. He wanted to make everybody like him.
Jamie Miller coached Caius on the gridiron.
Every time I seen him, just so respectful, so caring, just a super great football player, great basketball player, but an even better person.
And a person Miller says had a big sense of humor, recalling how Caius wore his mouthpiece that he says looked like a pacifier.
It always made me smile just seeing the passing bouncing around and
He always found a way to make me laugh.
One by one, Caius's teammates remembered his kindness, how he challenged them to be better, a protector, and how their bond was unwavering. His presence part of their hearts and souls, how he was a big brother to all, his giving nature evident even in death as an organ donor. The fatal accident July 6th took his girlfriend's life too, Delaney Learzapf, who Caius met in college.
She was a great young lady herself. They were head over heels in love with each other. Marriage was sort of a foregone conclusion at some point.
Learzapf's father noted her love of dance, how the two of them were perfect partners, now entwined together in heaven. Caius played linebacker, friends and family now tackling tough questions.
Super young, you hate it, you ask why. The answer is we're not to know.
Putting questions like that into their faith.
We all have a day. The Bible tells us that the Lord's going to come get us, and that was Caius's day.
Still hard not to wonder.
I would love to see what he could have done. He's just a great example for kids, for adults, for friends, for you name it.
A young man who will be remembered for years to come. Services for Delaney to be held later this week in Cary.